you made some headlines saying that someone reached out to you and said, you know what, TL, stay in shape. We might give you a call.
Right.
You just had a birthday. You're 47 years of age. Hadn't played in a decade. If somebody seriously called you to come, okay, TL, we're going to give you a workout. And if you perform like you believe you can, we're going to give you an opportunity. Would you take it?
Absolutely. I mean, I've always said, I mean, even just the way that I departed and not being able to really end on my own
your terms.
You know what I mean? You know how that is. I mean, and for me, it's so crazy because I've had coaches that, and even players that have been in position at the end of their careers that wanted opportunities.
Right.
Black and white. And for me to be in the situation and see who I am and see what I'm made of, see what I look like, it's perplexing to me that they wouldn't go to bat or be like, oh, I played with this guy. I know what he's made of. If anybody can do it, he can do it. And what's so funny is like you hear I read the headlines. It's like, oh, Terrell only claimed somebody. First of all, I'm telling the truth. I don't have to claim anything. I don't know how you interpret that.
Right.
But it's almost saying, it almost seems like I'm lying or I'm just making it up.
Right.
Dude, I don't have to lie about anything. I can show you text. Owner approached me. They approached me. I didn't actively go.
Yeah, tell that story.
Yeah, so I haven't actively went out and got an agent and sought and tried to play in the league.
Okay.
Owner approached me. He saw me through a friend of mine. Went to a restaurant, and he said, "Oh, such and such is the owner. Such and such is in here." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I know him. I've met him before."
Right.
And so I reintroduced myself, and so we're just talking, just casually. And so he looked at me. He goes, "Man, it looks like you can still play." And I said, so and so. I said, it's not like I can't play. I said, under the right circumstances, given the opportunity, I said I probably could play. I said, you think about third down situation. As an owner, he knows what I'm talking about.
Right.
Third down, red zone, and I go through the season, I get myself in shape. There's no doubt. He said, okay, cool. I went back to my table. 5-10 minutes later, the owner of the restaurant comes back by and he goes, yo, he said, he just asked me, is T.O. serious? And I looked at him, I was like, is he serious? He's the one that asked me.
Right.
So that's where it all started. And so he's like, all right, cool. So on my way out, I saw him again. He's like, look, I'm going to talk to the head coach. I gave him my number. He said, I get back in touch with you. I was at the hotel like the next day. I'm getting ready to leave. Phone rang. I missed the call. Call right back. It was the head coach. He goes, oh, I hear you talk to the owner, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I talked to him. He's like, what do you got going on? I said, yo, he said, I look like I can play. And I said, coach, he knows who I am. He knows what I'm made of. I said, coach, third down, red zone. I said, as the season rolls on, obviously you can use me. However, there's no doubt I can't play. He said, all right, cool. I'm going to talk to the general manager, blah, blah, blah. So then he talked to the general manager. And at some point, the general manager texts my old phone, which I hadn't used in I don't know how long. And I just so happened that I'm back in Florida. I plugged the phone up. I see a message from the general manager like 3 weeks ago. They had asked me to come in to speak to the young receivers. Mm-hmm. So I kind of got nervous. I'm like, man, did I miss my opportunity?
Right.
So I reached back out to him. I dropped it, yo, this is Terrell. You reached out to an old phone. And then I said, I saw you asked me about coming and talking. I said, yeah, I would have loved to. So I didn't know if that was a way of them bringing me in to work me out.
Right.
As well as talk to receivers. And so, long story short, Shannon, ended up talking to the general manager maybe a couple of weeks after that. Actually, on my way back from Jackson State, I had gone to Dion's camp. I had ran routes. And
right, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
And so I talked to him, and so he was like, yo, so it was mixed signals, mixed messages, because the owner's telling me one thing. Basically, the head coach basically kind of stepped back, and he's like, okay, now it's general manager, owner.
Right.
So it was little kind of just wind taken out of my sail because the information I got from the general manager wasn't what the owner
said.
So I got kind of discouraged because at this point, Shannon, I've been working out about 3-4 weeks.
Right.
I'm grinding.
Right.
Going to my PT. I'm giving me everything.
Right.
And so I talked. So then I'm kind of frustrated. I call one of my receiver coaches, who's now a head coach, and I tell him about it. And he could tell, he was like, T, he's like, I can tell in your voice. He said, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I know you're serious about it. And I said, yeah. I said, he approached me about it.
Right.
So he said, this is what I do. He said, this is what I advise you to do. He said, reach out back to him and see what he says.
Right.
So I called, texted the owner, and I said, look, I texted him. I said, look, I just want to know. I said, just give me a call. Let's talk about this man to man. I said, because I've been working out, training, blah, 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 blah. I don't want this to be just for nothing.
Waste your time.
Talked to him, and he said, look, and I said, I know you're the owner, and I said, no, you got people, in place to do their job. And I said, at the end of the day, I know they don't want to overstep, you don't want to overstep your bounds. I said, but you're the owner of the team. I said, at the end of the day, you're the owner.
You final say.
Right. So he said, look, Terrell, he said, I'm going to talk to coach, this and that and the other. He said, just keep doing what you're doing. And that's what I'm banking on.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, like I said, I get discouraged when I hear people like yourself say that what he can't do it. Back when we were talking earlier, you can't say I can't do it because you haven't seen it done. If you haven't seen me do it, you can't discount me or counsel me and say I can't do it. At the end of the day, nobody plays the game to get hit.
No.
You know what I mean? But like I said, I get it.
Your spidey senses, though, T.O., your spidey senses went away. Because when you play.
But you can get those things back in tune. Like I said, it's not an overnight. I've been training.
Right.
It ain't like I just been sitting on the couch now. I'm just jumping back in.
No. I know that ain't mean your makeup.
Right.
I'm not It wasn't for me. It's not about shape because I know you've been training. I know you've been running. For me, it's about being away from the game for over a decade.
I mean, Tim Tebow got an opportunity. He's been away. Granted, he may be young, but it doesn't matter.
You better not go out there and do that.
Come on, come on, Shannon. You already know better than that. Come on, Shannon. I could have played tight end and gave a little bit better effort than what that was. Come on now. I'm not built like that.
You're gonna come back and play a position
that
I'm familiar with.
Exactly. That's where I feel like he was at a disadvantage, and I think that's where the hoopla was that he's been given preferential treatment because it's privilege.
Right.
That's where that conversation was at with that. But for me, trust me,
I'll be at the opportunity. I want to see it.
But that's where people in your position.
I want to see it now. You got me convinced that you could do it, so I want to see it.
Hey,
I want to see it now.
At the end of the day, man, like I said, that's why, like I said, I put in the video. The guys that have been helping me. Like I said, I haven't told anybody. Like everybody just been wondering, okay, why is these videos?
Why
popping?
you working like this all
right?
Of a sudden?
Yeah, exactly. The owner approached me.
You want 15, 20 plays a game. That's it. Third down, couple of red zone snap.
Wherever I can help a team, trust me, my knowledge of the game is what's going to separate me from the others or anybody else.
Right.
And I want to be able to help groom some of those guys that, people say that, resemble my play, my build, whatever, or just, expand their knowledge.
But you want to go to a situation where you could possibly win. Right, you just want to go to some team.
Right, exactly. But I mean, like I said, there are some teams I'm sure that's on the cusp. They may, like I said, I still feel like I could be an X factor.
You believe you can help put a team over the top?
I do feel like yeah. What did really AB do this year? Last year with the Buccaneers? What really, not to take
you could do that.
What did he really do?
I mean, AB
look at his stats. Look, what is his stats? Somebody give me his stats.
I think AB in 8 games
I'm not
had 43 catches for probably like 500 yards, I think, 400 or 500 yards.
So you trying to say that I can't do that?
T.O. AB is 33, 34.
When I was 37, they had guys 10 years younger than me. They said I was over the hill. It don't matter. What you know the definition of faith. Come on now. You just told me a while ago. And this is why I get discouraged, because you have a platform. Because people hear what you have to say. They listen to your voice.
Man, you want to go out there, man. T.O., you've accomplished everything.
But if I can still do it, I can do it. But trust me, man, this is not me just, man, I might be one of the best athletes the world probably has never really ever seen. I'm not going to deny that. I've
seen you hoop. I know you can play. Anything you set your mind to, you could do. That's why you became who you became.
Right.
Because you set your mind and says, okay, Or I can be better. Oh, Jerry, I can do that. I can be better than Jerry.
Bro, trust me, man. You just need to. The guys that work me out, they trip out at the things that I've done, and they know who I am, and they've seen my highlights. Dude, just with my work ethic, dude, trust me.
I want to see it now. I hope they call you. I hope they call you. I hope they call you. That's gonna be the first topic when you go there. That's gonna be our first topic the next day.
I like the way you said it. When. I like that. Now you're starting to speak things into existence. I like this.
When you go back, it's gonna be our first topic.
I like that, Shannon. I like that, Shannon.
You my dog. You always have been, always will be, bro. You know I got you. You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and become an official member of Club Shay Shay, where we do something before two something.